A recent coaching conversation with a new CEO made me reflect on one of the best examples I have ever heard about truly understanding your position title in leadership and understanding it's not about you. Stand by to hear this quick story that puts it all in perspective. I heard this story years ago and it stuck with me because of the simplicity of the story, but also the power in what it means. Simon Sinek has even used this exact same story as an example in Leaders Eat Last. This is a true story from a former Undersecretary of Defense. You see, at a conference where this former senior executive was speaking, during his speech to a large crowd, he suddenly stopped during his opening remarks and looked down at his cup of coffee, and he contemplated something in silence. He took another sip of that coffee, looked down, smiled, then looked out into the crowd, and he said the following thing. I spoke here last year. I presented at this exact same conference on this exact same stage. But last year, I was the Undersecretary of Defense. I flew here in business class. When I landed, there was someone waiting for me at the airport to take me to my hotel. Upon arriving to the hotel, there was someone else waiting for me in the lobby. They had already checked me in. They handed me my key and escorted me up to my room. The next morning, when I came down, there was somebody waiting for me in the lobby again, and they drove me to this exact same venue that we're here today in. When I was here at the venue last year, they took me through a back entrance. They showed me a green room, and they handed me a cup of coffee in a beautiful ceramic cup. But this year, as I stand here speaking to you today, I'm no longer the Undersecretary of Defense. I flew here in coach. When I arrived at the airport, there was no one to meet me. I took a taxi to the hotel, and when I got there, I checked myself in, went to the room by myself. This morning, I came down to the lobby, had to hail a taxi and come here, but I went through the front door and had to find my way to the backstage. Once there, I asked one of the techs, is there any coffee? He pointed to a coffee machine on a table against the wall. So I walked over there and I poured myself a cup of coffee into a styrofoam cup. And he showed that styrofoam cup to everybody. And then he made this remarkable comment. You see, the ceramic cup they gave me last year, it was never meant for me. It was meant for the position that I held. I deserve this styrofoam cup. This is the most important lesson that we can impart on everybody here that he said. All the perks, all the benefits and advantages that you may get from a rank or a position that you hold, they're not meant for you. They are meant for the role that you fill. And when you leave your role, which you eventually will, they will give that same ceramic cup to the person who replaces you because you, the person, only deserve the styrofoam cup. I love this story. As a leader, do not confuse your title with the obligation to lead well no matter where you sit in an organization. Never get wrapped up in the title. Just be you. And with that, iron sharpens iron. Make yourself and others around you better every single day.